Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got live tournament action coming at you. It is going to be the finals in tonight's Open Arena Tournament. And guess what? This is the last one before the AGL Invitational Tournament. One of these players will be winning the last invite to said tournament. It will either be Everize or it will be Hyper. I am super pumped for this. It is going to be a TvZ final here. Not only do they get the invite, though, I do want to mention that they do get a nice cash prize. There's $20 here between these two players. $15 for first place, $5 for second. So not a bad deal, especially considering that the invite lets them compete for $250 here. And it looks like these guys do know each other, and they're going to be talking about a LAN. Cool. I want to go. Jeez, how come I don't get an invite? That's okay, but let's get into this game here. It is going to be Hyper as our green Zerg, kicking it down here in the bottom right-hand corner. It is GSL's Crevasse. Everize will be our teal Protoss. Or, sorry, how about Terran? Let's call him Terran. That's what he is. He's going to be kicking up here in the top right-hand corner. Looks like he is currently working on a wall-off. Does have that barracks going down in great time. And a good-looking wall-off there indeed. Hyper, 15 supply. Could very well see a fast expansion out of this guy. Here in just a moment, here comes his drone. He is going to take the expansion on the high ground, it appears. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. And there it goes. He's taking that fast expand. 15 hatch coming out of Hyper. Everize in the meantime taking his gas here. He did get this down before the 2-minute mark. So good fast gas. Looks like it might be a Hellion opener. A reactor Hellion opener is probably what we're going to see here from Everize. And then transition into a potential 1-1-1 with some cloaked Banshees. Potentially. We shall see. In the meantime, Everize about to complete that wall off. Is going to need one more supply depot there. There we go. Looking solid, looking solid. What can I say? We love these guys. We do have your orbital command going down for Everize as soon as he got that barracks complete, perfectly done. We do have one or two Marines queued up, one already out on the field now, and he's going to be headed out across the field. Scouting going down for Everize is not going to see anybody in this base, which is going to give this Marine a good reason to reroute his position. Looks like he's going to head, where is he going to go? I'm not entirely sure. He's going to hit the towers first. Oh, he's going to wait. I see what he's doing. He's going to sit here and wait until he knows where to go. Everize trying to find his opponent as quickly as possible. He might try and get down a bunker. However, that will be difficult. Hyper is going to have this hatchery complete, and creep spread is on its way. Bunker placement is much more difficult when there is creep, just so everyone knows. And it looks like Everize will get the scout out here. Finally, he's got his Marines. I think he kind of figured out where these guys are. Headed that way. The Marines headed over that direction. He's got to cruise up here to the high ground, however, as quickly as he can to start production of that bunker, if indeed that is what he's going for here. Not going to happen, apparently. Too many lings. Yeah, that guy's going to die. Great defense there from Hyper. He got 4 lings out on the field, and they are super effective at this point. In production, he is just droning up at this point, and we've got your Marines now going to evac. Nope. Never mind. They're going to stay. Hold fast. Keep the tower. Holding the position. Nicely done. We do have Zergling speed now coming out for Hyper. In great time. Notice that Everize taking his back pocket expansion as well. I like it. And we do have your reactor Hellions now on the way. First 2 making their way out across the field. 2 more right behind, and they are rallied over across the map. Tech Lab gone down on the barracks, and what are we going to see out of Everize? No second gas, so Cloak Banshees are starting to not be an option here as we move forward, but he is expanding, so that's not a bad deal. But Hellion openers, there's a lot of different things you can do with these. So we'll see how he's going to proceed from here, but taking out a couple lings is always fun. Not going to be able to take down the Spine Crawler, and looks like that guy is about to die, but he is going to move into this mineral line. Great control right now from Hyper, though. He is going to get these guys to safety, so beautifully done there. But back up now to the back pocket expansion, and one Hellion does disappear from the face of the Caprilu sector. This guy not going to have tons of success picking up kills here. He's getting chased down there fairly quickly. He's definitely trying hard, though. I'll give him that. Here comes a couple more Hellions. It looks like those guys went down in flames. They got rallied here and just died, unfortunately. But here comes 2 more. Looks like these guys are going to head right up into the face of some speedlings. That guy goes down, and this guy's not going to last much longer either. Trying to utilize that terrain there, but he's going to get surrounded here, I would assume. Oh, Hyper had it there, but he did misclick or something like it. And there goes your surround. Wow, I'm surprised how well Everize is doing against Hyper's micro there. Here comes a couple more Hellions to join the fight. Still Hellions in production. He's got 2 more in production right now, and Hyper is being fairly cost-effective, though, taking care of these guys in pretty great style. Taking his 3rd here as well, and look at the units lost. 550 for Everize, so he does need to be careful. Moving forward, he's losing a lot of Hellions without getting tons of damage done. Killing Lings is not cost-effective, generally speaking, for Hellions. Unless you get them in high numbers, which I guess we're starting to beef up those numbers. Now 5 Hellions congregating here at this expansion. Definitely doing a decent amount of damage to the expand, but maybe not quite enough. We do have a 3rd going down for Everize, however, and I think this is a smart transition. Overlord cruising through here for Hyper, trying to get a good scout out on what's going on, but he does get sacked before he does pick up too much intel. But it looks like we do have a tech lab now. Stimpack going down, and here comes your Hellions once more. Going to try and make their way up into the main. Looks like they picked off a good bunch of Lings there for a moment. This hatchery is actually kind of starting to become in danger. Wow, he could have picked off that drone. There we go. There's a drone kill. Drone kills are good. He's doing a lot of damage to that hatchery. Hatchery is well under 50% health now. Under 500. Wow, this might go down. 2 Hellions. Wouldn't that be an interesting pick? Here comes your Queen. Here comes your Spine Crawler trying to save this poor old hatchery. But, man, right now Everize is very strong with these Hellions. Zerglings coming in, trying to get the surround, but Zerglings are going to disappear. Great positioning on those Hellions. The Hellion number is now dwindling there just a little bit, but the Queen is going to die. And that defense now is not going to last for Hyper, and he may well lose this hatchery. 2 Hellions. What an unbelievable play there from Everize. So aggressive at this point. It does indeed pick up a hatchery kill with Hellions. Lovely, lovely, lovely. There should be like a... what do you call it? An achievement for that one. Kill a hatchery with just Hellions. In fact, well, I'm going to send an email to Blizzard about adding that in for Heart of the Swarm or something. That would be fun. But yeah, that's quite a kill there. It does take a lot of work. A lot of shots to kill off a hatchery with just Hellions. Good couple Lings here out on the field. It looks like your larvae are going to disappear as well. Too very bad. Wow, missed rally there from Hyper, costing him a couple extra drones that he really can't afford at this point. Now, he did transition. He does have his lair out. He's working on a bunch of Mutalisks. Where did he put his Spire? I'm just out of curiosity. Oh, it's right there in front of me. There it is. There's his Spire. But he does have Mutas now out on the field. Mutas are not a bad choice here. Looks like Everize maybe not quite ready to deal with the Mutalisk play. But it looks like he may have just scouted it, so we should see him tossing down a lot of missile turrets. You can see 2 in production right now, right away at his most vulnerable point. So perfect idea there from Everize, taking that down. We'll see if he's going to put some more in his main. I assume that he probably is, but none yet, so we've got to be careful, making sure not to get his mineral lines obliterated. His 3rd is going down, as well as a missile turret in that said expansion. Missile turret did complete there, and Everize now moving forward with just a couple units. Hyper trying to play it safe. He doesn't want to take too much damage on his Mutas. He's trying to be as cost effective as possible. It's exactly what we want to see out of him. He is going to take down this high yield gas, Rich Vespine Geyser. And he did snipe that, so good snipe there. Probably going to see Everize rebuild that here ASAP. But he's beefing up his defenses. He needs to probably toss a couple more missile turrets down. So at this point, in production, however, we do have a Baneling Nest completing for Hyper. He's got a great, interesting tech pattern here from him, getting that Baneling Nest up now. So Zergling, Baneling, Mutalisk it's relatively standard. I think it's, I still think it's kind of an interesting play. It does require a lot of micro, but the cool thing that we're seeing these days from our Zerg players is a lot of times they're transitioning now into Infestors fairly early to accompany that play. You get your Mutas now clouding up. Pretty decent numbers here. Looks like this the rocks are going down, and Everize is now going to go for what appears to be a push. Interesting deal. He is slightly ahead in the supply count, not by tons. Every little bit counts, as we all know. Looks like your Muta is going to take this opportunity to poke into the mineral line. taking out this missile turret, and here comes some stim marines to try and thwart these guys' attack. In the meantime, here goes your attack, stimming up, moving forward. Looks like they're going to spread out here pretty good. Baneling's doing a decent amount of damage, but not enough thanks to Everize split there, and he's going to move forward, continuing to stim, and he is going to take out the hatchery, and Hyper giving the lol and the GG, and Everize taking it down with a beautiful push. Even calling down some mules there to help out, right? Haha. Just kidding, but that's okay. We'll be moving into game number 2. It is still a best of 5. We'll catch you guys here in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got that live tournament action continuing here. It is still the finals of tonight's Open Arena Tournament. Everize taking on Hyper. Currently 1 game and 0 in favor of Everize. Taking that first game down with a nice Marine Marauder push of all things. And phenomenal Hellion harass. Picking up a hatchery kill with just Hellions. What an interesting game that was. Hyper now going to be spawning as our Green Zerg down in the bottom right-hand corner of Shakuras Plateau. Now, in cross positions here, we do find Everize, spawning as our Yellow Terran. Currently going to be working on a little bit of a wall off. Nicely done. Gotta love the finals, man. I'm super pumped for this one. Hyper still got definitely a great chance. He's such a phenomenal player. Everize, very aggressive player, though, and he's tough to deal with. He really forces you to have to micro your way out of situations in a lot of respects. Now, Hyper did get map picks, so I expect that he's going to be relatively comfortable on this particular map. And we'll see where he's going to go from here, but should be fun to see. Everize now working on a bunker down here on the low ground, so might be going for a fast expansion, might be going for 2 racks. We'll see what it's going to be here in just a few moments. In the meantime, Hyper is at 15 supply and appears to be going for another fast expansion. Needs to send his drones out. There they go. Wow, he's sending 2 drones out. What the heck? This guy's going to build right here, and that guy is headed up for a very fast third, I think. Oh, no, he's checking over here. Haha. I see what you're doing, Hyper. I was about to say, that seems way too early, but he's going to check up here, and nonetheless, this is great scouting from Hyper. I got to give it to him. Knows exactly what he's doing. He is going to try and make sure not to get rushed from Everize. Everize now going to be tossing down his second barracks. It is going to be 2 racks pressure. Can be very difficult to deal with. But Hyper does have his hatchery about to be complete. It's a little bit over 50% done now. And as long as he can get some decent creep spread, have a good reaction to that particular play, he should be able to deal with it. Now, he does scout the double racks, knows what he's going to be up against. Here goes your bunker, going down immediately. Everize is going to get as aggressive as possible. Here comes your drones. These guys are going to try and kill off some SCVs, if at all possible. Here comes, wow, he's got 3 SCVs, 1 Marine headed this way, and just drones here for defense for the time being. Hyper really doing a decent job. Cancel going down. Going to try and chase these SCVs off. 1 SCV going down. He's got to focus down this guy over here that's building the bunker. Either that or kill off the Marine. Now here comes 3 Marines. This is going to become more and more difficult to deal with. That SCV is going to go... Oh my goodness, how did he live? Oh, that repair going down was phenomenal. Nicely done there from Everize. Canceling the spine crawler there, and here comes another bunker. Both of these bunkers going to be in great position. Everize making it happen, getting the bunkers up and running. 4 Marines now in this bunker. We've got another Marine here kicking it. This guy going to be moving forward, trying to bait these guys into the fire of the bunker. The bunker is currently just whapping away at this hatchery, though, and this hatchery not going to last too much longer, especially now that the second bunker is going to be complete, and it will be in range of that hatchery. Here comes your... Wow. Here comes your other Marines. There's going to be plenty of Marines to go around in these bunkers. It looks like this hatch is indeed going to die. 2 very bad. Oh, and here goes the spine crawler, soaking up a little bit of damage. And there it is, GG. Hyper could not deal with that. Nice positioning there. I just want to mention real quick, notice what Everize did. He put his SCVs back here. It's difficult to get them killed back here. Great positioning there. and he was able to put himself in such a phenomenal position that, you know, Hyper just doesn't feel like he can hold on. And at this point, losing that hatchery, it's a good bet that it's going to be difficult as he moves forward. So great game there. Game number 2 going to Everize. That's 2-0 at this point. Match point for Everize. We'll be headed into the game number 3 here in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got that live tournament action continuing here. It is Hyper versus Everize. Both of these guys phenomenal master level players. Very, very highly ranked. In fact, I don't know if Everize, was he GM last season? He may have been, actually. May have been. Look at that. GG, yo, for Poland and Chicago. Hyper is going to appreciate that, that's for sure. But these guys always plugging each other's stuff. And I know that these guys have crossed paths several times before. Oh, and Everize says that he did not get GM. Too bad. Yeah, he didn't ladder at all. That's funny. Too very bad. But Hyper, he's got a very high MMR as well. Both of these guys definitely in the running for being a GM. But you know what? There's only 200 spots on the North American server, and not everybody gets them. Sometimes it comes down to luck, and sometimes it just comes down to who's available to play that day. But it is what it is. In the meantime, this is game 3 of today's finals. Hyper currently down 2 games to Everize. Everize 2-0 at this point, man. It's brutal stuff for Hyper. He's going to have to go 3 games in a row here if he wants to take first place. Everize going to be our yellow Terran spawning up here in the top left-hand corner. Hyper is our green Zerg down in the bottom left. On Tal'Darim Altar, it is MLG's version. And we're going to see Hyper. Looks like he's going to head out for an expansion right now. Great timings here. Looks like it should be pretty crisp. 25 minerals behind there. Not crisp enough, though. Not crisp enough. Tisk, tisk. It's all right. I have definitely seen worse. But Everize now going for his barracks. Notice he's not walling off here yet either. That's so fun. It's like an open invitation for early lings, but he knows exactly what to do against early lings. I've seen him do this before. Everise loves to try and bait people. He feels like his micro is so good that he can deal with a lot of early pressure as Terran. And, you know, sometimes I tend to agree. He's really good at microing Marines around one at a time, splitting them up all over the place and being as pesky as humanly possible. Look at this. Fast! And I do mean fast factory. Coming out of Everize, immediately goes down there. Looks like we're going to see that reactor, and he is opening Hellions and not being shy about it. Oh, wow. Opening Hellions, not being shy, and this is going to start to get very, very aggressive here from Everize. Hyper, in the meantime, is about to have his hatchery complete. And he's looking pretty solid. As well as his spawning pool. He's got his gas up and running. Not quite at 100 gas at this point, but that's okay. He should be around 100 here in just a few moments, and probably going to see him grab out that metabolic speed boost as he moves forward. Now we do have Hyper taking the extractor here. A smart little deal, especially if his opponent wants to continue teching, which apparently he does not. He is just going to go for Hellion opener. But we do get a good scout out here from Hyper. He is going to see the factory landing right on the reactor, so good vision there by the extractor. Does let him know exactly what's going on. Incoming Hellions, he knows exactly what to prepare for. Tossing down his spine crawler here as quickly as he can, and going to start working on some queens here. I would assume he's only got the one about to pop out at the main, and it's headed to the natural first. So kind of interesting. And we do have a Roach Warren going down as well, so he is going to go straight into Roach play. Not a bad deal. In the meantime, his spine crawler is about to be complete, and here comes your Hellions. Let's watch these guys. We'll follow their movements. We'll follow their every move. We'll follow every single spray of their good old, what is it called actually? I better check that. It is called an Infernal Flamethrower. I don't know why I can remember that. Here comes your Queen. Looks like she's going to try and hold these guys off. Looks like we might get 1 or 2 drone kills here. There goes 1 and 2. And here comes Roaches. Looks like he did pick off 3 or 4 drones there, so not too bad. But now your Roaches in the mix. Should be in pretty decent style, and this Queen has got to pick this guy up before he does pick up another kill. There we go. 2 more Hellions headed this way, but looks like Hyper is not going to wait around for him. He's going to bypass them here. Did Everize see these guys passing him by? I do not know. Roach is now going to follow these guys around while we do have a couple Roaches headed to his opponent's base. Everize putting down a bunker, however, and there is going to be a couple Hellions here, but he's now got to work on some Marines and Marauders. In the meantime, Hellions picking up even more drone kills here. Hyper does have to be careful. He's got to hold on to these drones, man. So very important. Here comes your first couple roaches. And they're going to completely bypass the bunker. Smart play here. Headed to the backside, and they are going to start sniping off some units. Here comes your Marauder. Marauder is the best play here against these roaches, but wow, so many roaches on the field. They should be able to pick that guy off. Only one more hit, but he did make his way into the bunker there. And now the roaches are starting to fall and whittle themselves to pieces. Not quite getting the damage done that I think that Hyper was hoping for, but he's still in decent position. He did hold on to his second base here very, very well. Unit tab going to show that he is not too far behind economically, but we got to start beefing up that economy. So in production, what do we have? Just the speed for the Lings at this point and a couple more roaches. He did pick a couple more, just popped out, so let's see what it took him up to 22. So he's okay. He did just do a round of drones. Now going to put up some defenses, so not too bad. And we got some Lings coming out as well. But that circling speed is going to be super helpful to killing off these Hellions, man. But look at this. Hellions back in the mix. 3 drones gone down. 4, 5, 6. Unbelievable. And 7. Maybe not quite 8. But wow. Unbelievable right now from Everize. Just taking these guys out. 14 drone kills. But Hyper did pick up 8 of his own with those roaches. And it's not too bad of a deal. Quite honestly, this is still anybody's game. So we'll see who's going to be able to take it down. But I do think that Everize is slightly ahead here as we move forward. He's still working on Hellions, though. Just mass Hellions and a good bunch of Marauders. The Marauders will be able to blast through those roaches very, very well. And the Hellions should be able to clear out any Lings that are accompanying them. But in the meantime, it looks like Everize is just maintaining the map control. No, I'm kind of pumped. We've got movement. We have got movement. All right, I'm starting to get excited. Hyper is going to be going for a very large push here. Going to take down these Hellions. A lot of the defenses here from Everize now getting blasted to pieces. Looks like these Hellions probably not going to last too much longer either. Here comes the roaches. Great control from these Lings trying to bait these Hellions into the fire of the roaches. Such smart play there from Hyper. And he's going to be moving forward, getting in position to start trying to take down this wall. Definitely going to be a difficult spot to deal with, but there are only a couple Hellions here. And the Hellions are really what the counter is to these Zerglings, and the Zerglings now going to get a great surround here. Trying to focus down this bunker, and they do indeed get the kill. Is it going to be enough? A lot of SCVs have been pulled, but the Marauder's still on the field, and the Roach is starting to get low in numbers, and it looks like Everize is going to be able to hold here in pretty decent style. Did take some serious losses, did stall a lot of mining, and his main is actually starting to get relatively low. He did, however, take another orbital command, so could fly this out just about any moment. But let's check in on our units tab to see where we're at economically. Looks as though Hyper is, wow, actually way behind. He hasn't been droning up since that last attack from the Hellions. He is still working on another attack. I think he's trying to go for the kill here once more. Everize now has medevacs out on the field. Is really going to help keep these Marauders alive and taking his second base. This is really going to enable him to move forward in a very big way. This poor Overlord is not going to be happy very soon. Too very bad. Everize is ahead in the supply count. He's got a good unit composition here, picking up quite a few Marines now as well. But a lot of Marauders, and he has pretty much stalled production, I think, of Hellions. I haven't seen any production for a while. Looks like we've got a small echelon of units here from Hyper, waiting for a run-by potential, I think. Which could be a good idea. There he goes. He is going to go for the run-by. Smart move. If he can go take out some economy, it really is going to help him as he moves forward here. I even would like to see him split some of his units out, which he does a little bit here. Not too bad. It is going to force Everize to back out. Let's see how he's going to fare in this mineral line. Looks like he will be able to pick off quite a few of these SCVs and actually stalling a lot of mining time as well. And what is he going to be going for with the rest of these Zerglings? Well, these guys do find themselves in position to clean them up. Mining has commenced back here at the natural. Going to cruise in with a lot of Lings here as well and start taking them down here. Nicely done from Hyper, getting very, very aggressive. And Everize is going to have to evac these guys again. Beautifully done. Hyper taking the lead here. Not just economically, I think, but in the supply count as well. You can see that he's at 56 to 53. Everize does need to be careful. Units tab now showing that he's down to 17 SCVs, 32 drones now out on the field. Hyper has been droning up hardcore behind this. And going to go for another run by. Love it. To the mineral line he goes. Nope, maybe not. He's just going to start taking out a couple reinforcements there. Backing those guys up. There's a tank now out on the field. Do we have... No, we do not have siege tech. He's going to get that out here momentarily, but nicely done from Hyper nonetheless, but he did lose his supply lead there with that last attack, and now Everize has got a pretty nice tech pattern out with these siege tanks. We should see him pick up that siege mode here fairly quickly as well. That's a really important part of this strategy, I think, for him as he moves forward. Looks like Hyper gearing up for defense in the center of the map. Going to try and slow this down if at all possible, but the tanks don't even have siege, so it's going to be difficult to slow them down because, well, they don't have any reason to siege up. Difficult to siege up. There goes siege. He's just now barely starting it. Got some banelings going down. He's going to have these guys trying for a flank, it appears. Knows he's got to get a lot of defensive units out. He's trying to do it with lings here, pulling out as many as he can. He's still got 20 in production, and a lot of banelings now just now popping, and he's going to try and go for a flank when these guys move in. A little bit of an elevator tricking up here, though, from Everize. Going to clear out this mineral line for the time being. Potentially going to get the snipe on the lair, and it looks like Hyper going to go try and take it down right now. Getting into position, taking out the tanks. Nicely done. There's still these couple units up here on the high ground, but they're going to get evacuated here, it appears. No, maybe not. They're going to try and snipe this lair. If they do, that's going to be a big pick. Big pick for Everize. Can't afford to lose this lair. Wow, looks like he is going to hold on to the lair, which is a good deal for Hyper at this point. Maybe. Well, I guess I hope he does. And there he goes. He is going to back out there. Everize not able to get the pick off on that lair. Another queen coming out here. And it looks like Hyper is a little bit behind here, but not by too much. 40 drones, though, out on the field. He is going to get back to mining here at this base. Probably going to see him take another expansion. I would like to see him just take one over on this side of the map over here, probably in this kind of backdoor position for the other base. But regardless, taking another base for him is going to be super important as he moves forward. He doesn't really have time to take the rocks out here. Out his third. Looks like your elevator is going to commence here once more. Banelings at the ready. And here comes some banelings into the back. Oh, but they do not make it. And this tank sieged up is really going to town here. And wow, there it is. GG from Hyper. Nice push there from Everize, coming back in a very big way there. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It's been a phenomenal series. Congratulations to both of these players for winning first and second place. Everize will be picking up an invite to the monthly. It does begin tomorrow. But thanks again. We'll catch you guys in just a little while.